know you guys wanted me to do the 5 canceled Spider-Man movies video, but I'm saving that for next month because of Avengers Endgame. If you've been keeping up with my channel, you may know that on March 1st, I did a video talking about 5 canceled horror movies. So today, I will be talking about 5 more canceled horror movies that I didn't get to talk about on the original list. The reason why I'm splitting this into 2 parts is because the original list and my 5 canceled video games movie list had gone out of sync due to the length of the video. I have nothing else to say, so let's just get to it. Number 1, David Fincher's Torso. Unlike the other 4 on the list, this film was the one that had gotten through development. The film was going to be an adaptation of the graphic novel by Brian Michael Bendis, which was based on the true-life events of Elliot Ness, the leader of an elite police force known as the Untouchables, as he tracked down the Cleveland Torso murderer. The film was going to star Matt Damon as Elliot Ness, along with Gary Oldman, Casey Affleck, and Rachel McAdams. Unfortunately, the film production never got off the ground due to unknown reasons, and the rights went back to Bendis himself, causing Fincher to abandon the project. Seven years later, David Lowery was attached to direct the film, but went to make the live-action Pete's Dragon movie and an upcoming live-action Peter Pan movie instead, stating that he had moved on from the horror killer genre, which, in return, Paramount permanently axed the film altogether. So, would this have been good? Most likely, yes. Aside from Alien 3, David Fincher has never disappointed with his movies. At least, in my opinion. So, I definitely think he would have made a pretty entertaining adaptation of Bendis' graphic novel. Number 2, the Paramount Pictures version of the Friday the 13th reboot. There have been a lot of canceled Friday the 13th movies, but for now, I'll be talking about the reboot that Paramount was supposed to make back in 2017. In 2017, Paramount was going to release 2 horror movies in the same year, Rings and a reboot of Friday the 13th. Now, the script for this was leaked online, so if you want to go check it out, the link is in the description below. Judging by the script, this film was going to be similar to the original, with a few minor changes, such as exploring things that were never talked about in the original, like Jason's dad. As for why it was canceled, well, there are multiple reasons why it was canceled, but the biggest and main reason why was because Rings was a flop to both critics and fans, and it also bombed at the box office. But like the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, the project is not dead and is now in Blumhouse's custody. So, would this have been good? Well, even though I do like the callbacks to the original film, I felt this film was going in the same situation as the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I'm glad Rings bombed at the box office, because the Friday the 13th franchise hasn't been doing so well since the early 80s. And I don't think this film would have been an exception. Number 3. Ghostbusters 3. Hellbent, aka the original third Ghostbusters movie. This one has been talked about to death, but I'm going to talk about a few things from it. After the second movie was released, talks about a third installment was in the works. One of the drafts for the script involved the Ghostbusters literally in hell, hence the title of the film. However, the film was cancelled for a variety of reasons. Two of the biggest reasons were because Bill Murray and Harold Ramis had a falling out after the film Groundhog's Day, and both Murray and Rick Moranis had no intention of reprising their roles from the previous films. In 2014, two more reasons had resurfaced for the film's cancellation: Ramis' death and the Sony hack. However, the elements and plots of the movie had made their way into the 2009 video game Ghostbusters the Video Game, which showed what the film would have been like. "31 years later, Sony decided to finally make a proper Ghostbusters 3 that would continue the original. It's also rumored that some of the original surviving cast members would be returning, along with 2 boys and 2 girls, becoming the new Ghostbusters, which in my opinion is a perfect idea. So, would this have been good? I definitely think so. Though, if it did happen, I hope it wouldn't be as mediocre as the second installment was.